Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back this time chasing history. The White Sox are about to be the worst team in MLB history, and they are two losses away.
Yep.
Right here it says 118. That was before they lost tonight to the Padres. The New York Mets of 1962 lost 120 games, and the White Sox have a week to go. And if I had to put money on it, they're not going to win out to avoid this. So they do play the Angels. So there's a chance of winning some games there. And then they play the Red Hot Tigers. They still have one more game with the Padres. By the time this video comes out, we could be looking at them tied as the worst team of all time. Obviously, tonight they tied the 2003 Detroit Tigers. Um, but like I said, still a week to go. What's your initial reaction to the White Sox as a whole, and then just the collapse over the past two seasons?
Yeah, it's a weird trend here that we're seeing with the White Sox. Obviously, as you're looking at the screen right now, they went through their kind of rebuild in 17, 18, kind of turned it around 19, won the division in 2021, had a nice little nucleus of Moncada. They still had Jose Abreu, you had Robert Jr. coming up. You still had Eloy Jimenez, who was a highly touted guy coming up in the system. Nick Madrigal. They still had Dylan Cease. They still had a guy like Kopech who had high hopes back in 2021. You still had guys like Lance Lynn, Crochet came right up through the draft in 2020. So um, there was just so many pieces there that it's almost sad it didn't work out because on paper they it feel like they were such a good team, but for it to come crashing down this fast is kind of sad. It sucks. I feel bad for White Sox fans. And the worst part about this is for baseball that it's a city like Chicago. Like it's one of the biggest cities in the United States, and that's a city that you think would be a rocking sports market. Obviously, the Blackhawks won their Stanley Cups back in the early 2010s, but that's a sports city, and for Chicago to be the worst MLB team of all time, it's just weird to say out loud. So obviously what they're putting out there for roster right now, it's not good. I mean, the lineups have been terrible. It's the crowds have been far in between. Nobody at going to the game, so it sucks to see. Obviously, you like to see history, but this is the kind of history that you don't want to see, especially if you're a White Sox fan.
Yeah, and we've said it a million times on this channel. They're making history for nothing. They're
Yeah.
locked in at that 10 spot in the draft. They cannot get higher than 10th due to the new CBA rules.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're really just being the worst to be the worst at this point.
Yeah.
Um, maybe I can't even tell you why this ownership is putting this roster out right now.
No.
Um, but yeah, they even came out and said they want to cut payroll. If you're looking at the payroll right now, it sits at a 149. Dion Moncada has a $25 million club option. I think even if he was on the 29 other teams in the MLB, they'd all be declining that as well.
Yep.
He's been riddled with injuries. Max Stassi obviously won't get picked up. He barely played at all this year. Um, and then there's a guy like Andrew Benintendi you need to find a team that would want to take that contract on, or at least eat some to take him. So, uh, the White Sox are in for a long one, I
Yep.
would say.
Yep.
Even if you're looking at their pre-arb guys, there's not anything here that's like. I
Like
mean, Miguel
I
Vargas will be
honestly
here until 2030.
I honestly thought Luis Robert was younger. Like it doesn't feel like he's 27. Like I feel like he's still like 24, 25, but I guess like he's been in the league for quite a long time, right? So um there's really nobody on this team that's in that age core other than Vargas that you could say you could potentially build this team around. Like they're gonna have to strip this all the way down to the studs if it already isn't. Obviously, you're gonna trade a guy like Crochet, and you're probably gonna get some good pieces for him because obviously he kind of handcuffed him at the deadline. Probably could have got a good haul for him, but he said like, give me an extension or I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, it's an interesting time for the White Sox. It's going to be fascinating to see how this unfolds, whether it's with the ownership or kind of the management. kind of area like that. But yeah, it's a disaster this year. Even from the get go, even like May, April, you could just sense this was going to be a very bad season for them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you have multiple 15 plus losing streaks,
Yeah,
uh, you know, it's you're starting to maybe set yourself up
like
for this
under
type of
40
history here.
wins in a
So
season. The season is 162 games. Oh man, like it's you could. I don't think there will be another team in a quite a long time that does this. I mean, who knows? Maybe the White Sox do it again next year because they're going to be just as bad. So, it sucks. Obviously, I feel for White Sox fans. No fan should have to go through this. And I mean, if you're still watching the games and still going to the games, props to you. Because I mean, if I was a White Sox fan, I would be so tuned. I wouldn't. I'd boycott the team if I was a White Sox fan. I until changes are made. I'm serious. Like it's so bad.
yeah, I mean, hit it on the head. I don't know. There are some freaking crazy ass people out there watching these games still. So
Yeah,
showing up to the game,
yeah,
props to you. I'm
yeah.
an Angels fan, and I haven't tuned in a month and a half. So if you're watching the White Sox right now, you're and I'm a diehard Angels fan too, and I'm not watching those games. So, um, you know, it is what it is. But this is bound to happen. We got a week to go. They have
Yeah,
one more game with the Padres,
yeah,
three with the Angels, three with the Red Hot Tigers. So,
yeah.
um,
Well, if
again,
you had to
but
guess a number, they're at 119 now. I'm gonna say 124.
I was gonna say 123.
Yeah,
They at least lose four more
yeah,
of the next seven.
yeah.
So.
I'm gonna say they go 2-5 the next seven. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I had a little rant, but yeah, that's if I'd be so pissed if I was a White Sox fan right now.
Yeah, well, that's gonna do it for this one. If you are a White Sox fan and you want to rant in the comments, go for it. We're here for you. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.